So this is the simple one. This kind of the file will get open. This is the pure ref. Now what I'll do, I just simply need to drag and drop, right? So I have the references over here. I just minimize my view. Here you can see this all are the references which I've just downloaded from the net. I'll select all of them together and just drag and drop into the my pure ref. Drag and drop. Here we can see everyone's are set automatically. There is a very one interesting reference which I found on the net. This is what we have. One, and the photo images are there. Here we can see the glow, the VR kind of the fills, pink, red, blue. See here all are the references which give us the more depth details. We are not going to make same to same each and everything, but just for the reference we just follow. We'll start from the very basic level where we can reach into a the pro level output. Here we can see this is the references, right? This is here you can see this is an actual building, right? And here we have the one sample. Let me just show that to you all. Yeah, here it is. Let me just maximize this view. Here we can see this is with the two different references, right? The Manhattan, very famous building in US. We have just created over here. See the cyber city, then this text, correct? See this. So that's lots of reference study we need to do before to go ahead. We can see the building references, right? So basically when we are seeing any gaming environment, it always come into the dark, right? Always come into the night scene mode because all color will glow because light play very important role in that. So what we'll do, we'll select any one references, then I'll put into my Photoshops and then we'll start to, create in that. This is the one references. Here it is. See this, right? So this reference we can start. So before go ahead, we need to do little bit study of that. Like first, we'll start with the gray boxing. What is the meaning of the gray boxing means? We'll create basic, simple, the structure. Then after we can use Megascan. We can use the, the bridge, right? So with the help of the this three, we can create this kind of the look and feel, right? So what I'll do, let me just open the Photoshop for you and just we will draw a simple outline. So basically we need to divide how many buildings are there, how many blocks are there, what are the different elements we can down. See, when we talk about the Unreal, let's do a little bit study about the marketplace and the just right click and I'm just closing as of now. I do not want to save that. See, when we talk about the the Epic Game launchers, here we'll get news, sample, and marketplace. See, in marketplace there are many assets where you can purchase, right? The price are already mentioned over here. Once you click on this, you will get the little bit more brief informations like about this particular asset. First of all, it's supporting into 4.19 to 4.27 and 5.0 as well. Correct? So we are using the 5.0. Then once we go down over here, three meshes, 148 into 344, 24 meshes. This is showing you the segment size, right? Number of the unique meshes, there are 37 meshes are there. Correct? 9 plus 1, 10, 34, and 3 plus 34, 37 meshes are there. Here we can see. Now we are not using any purchased. There are many, the assets available which are really free. So here when I'll go free for the month, so I'll request all the team members every month Unreal released the free asset as well. Correct? I have already downloaded this asset. That's why it's showing me over here owned, right? I have not downloaded this. open World RPG Toolkit, Big Office, my SQL integrations, right? Cartoon water shaders. Like if I just click over here, it's gonna give us the brief and there's some references images over here. How wanna be look like find a render, how it gonna be look and feel of that. See this? So this is the water shaders what we have. Cartoon water shaders. We'll click on the back. For an example, what I'll do, I'll just download this by now. What it will do, it create a a small kind of uh, uh, kits. I can say normally it gives us the uh, order like normally what we are ordering. I'll just click on this placed order. The as of now the price value is 0. Email receipt has been sent on my mail ID, right? So what it'll do, it try and send me you have purchased this model with the price of the 0, correct? This is how these things work. So I request all the team member whenever they have time, please go and just try to see this all the beautiful assets what Unreal Engine have. Now this is about the now permanently free collections. When I'll click over here you can see we are getting a lots of different assets library in one file. There are more than 100 the assets are or the small objects are available over there. You have to download OD once, but you need to make sure when you are downloading what is your file location. So just for an example, I'm just downloading this. If I'll go up, if I'll click on the free now what it's gonna ask where you want to save. In another asset, they're gonna ask you want to add the project. Now here it's showing create a project. Here we are not getting options. Add into the project. If I'll say create the project, now here it is really very important. Folder name. See, this is the folder where you want to save. So what I can do, I'll go to the my browse. For an example, I'll go to E and I'll just say new folder one and I'll give this to a name. For an example, this is the water underscore 2D. Enter and select the folder. So now what it will do, it go and save into this. Don't create. Here we can see folder project may contain the following characters. Okay. So I just need to remove the underscore, select the folders, project 4.9, don't create the project. Let's see it, browse, choose project name and the locations. I'll just remove this name, right? And again, browse. If I'm not, assigning a D drive or the E drive, what it will happen? My C drive will be a full, which I'm facing always challenge. See, if I'll just go in my computers and if I'll say this PC here, you can see out of 234 GB, only 4.34 GBs are pending, right? Sometimes what happens when I'm creating any project, some of my file will go into my C drive because Unreal require some the project files automatically will save in your C drive, but once you are downloading anything you have to always go into in your drive as well, right? So basically this is my Unreal projects. Go to the E and say for gaming water 2D, select the folder and say click on the create. Now what it will do, it will download that asset in my E drive. So whenever I for an example, I've created a new file. So it doesn't make we always need to download those files. We just need to download only once. Then after what it's gonna show, if I'll go down in my library sections over here, it's just showing me over here what is your project, how many projects I have downloaded. I just simply need to click on the add to the project. Here we can say create the project. We have add to the projects. It will directly gonna ask me in which project you want to compile, in which project you want to add, right? So please guys be, you have to take a little bit precautions when you are downloading. Here we can see the download speeds and the installing speeds over here, right? Cool. So let's again go to the Photoshops. Let me just open that file for you. Here it is what my file it was look like. I just simply click over here and double click. See, this is a simple block which I have just created, right? I'll just press tab and F to see this. So basically, I've just created one, the structure, outline structure. Okay, this is my one cube which gonna come over here. This will be my second cube. This is my third cube, right? I'm not doing any detail as of now because for that I require all my asset be on the placed. Correct? So what are the other elements we need to see? The light glow, the LED objects. Here we can see the, this all asymmetrical wires are there, right? Here we can see this kind of logo, you know, some kind of this, the small, the billboard, LED light, the hotel names. Here we can see that it's with the help of the space shape, it's look like, some kind of the futuristic space city, right? Here we can see the all these details which you require to do study, right? Here we can see this, right? All booleans, lights and everything. So what we'll do, we'll just start now to create our simple project, right? Into the Unreal. I'll just press tab. I'll open my Unreal. Here you can see this is the small reference file which I've just created. I'll just start with the new level, control new. We'll start from the basic, sig create, oh, save selected, right? So now what was my scene actually? Here we need to go a little bit more study in this. So first of all, I need to create this cube over here, correct? This is no like exactly the parameters like in terms of the scaling ratio, right? So again, I'll go to my Epic. I'll just simply create the shape which we have the cube over here, right? So there are different in Unreal 5. There is a new options is added, which is called the modeling panel. So first we'll little bit understand what exactly is the modeling, how we gonna do, what are the different benefits. So most of you people are using the Max in the Maya or the Blender or any other respected software. We always are getting the edit mesh and edit poly options over there, right? Though in Unreal we also have nowadays into a box, sphere, cylinder, cones, right? Now, what are the difference between these two? For an example, I've just created cube and enter. You just need to create here. We can say this is a static mesh actor. If I'm creating any shape from my cubes over here, we can see both are come into the static mesh, right? So this static mesh actor. But in this cube, we can't modify the segment, right? But in modeling tool, we can modify the segment as well. Correct? How? So I'll just selected this here. We also have the selections subdivisions, width subdivision, depth and the height. So for an example, make it 10, 10 and 10 and I'll just create this. Press enter. So otherwise what will happen if I'm not pressing the enter, I'm just creating the multiple box. So to avoid that, after pressing anything shapes, always press enter. Now I'm not able to see that, the wireframe over here. So what I'll do, press Alt and 2, Alt and 2, Alt plus 2, Alt 4, Alt 3, Alt 2, Alt 1, 2, 3, 4. Press Alt 2 and 4. And if you want to see the, unlit, that is you want to hide the light. So Alt 3 is the options what we have, and Alt 4 with the light options. So Alt 2, we have to see the segments over here. If I'm just creating one cube over here and just let me reset this and I'll just simply create this time. Press enter. Here we can see we are getting the very less segment. Right? Cool. Alt 4. Delete. So here we also have the sphere as well. We also have the cylinder. We also getting the properties over here, how much height segment we wish to require. Enter. Alt 2. Press F. Focus on selected object. Right? Alt 4. We do also have the cone and the different properties over here, like in the scene instance. So basically when we use the Unreal, we always suggestion is use the multiple screen, two screen we require, because we are getting very much different options over here into this, into all this. Then we do also have the arrow over here. Once you click on this, we are also getting the arrow options. See this? Like normally into the gaming where we can we can show the arrow on which directions you want to go, right? Again, click on this arrow. Then we also have the rectangle. Now, rectangle also when we are creating mesh paint over options over here, select this, press F, options over here. Then disk we have. Now just the simply click on the disk, and we have on scene, ground plane, on scene. See here we have the different options, right? Now we do also have the staircase also here. Just click over here. So basics, if anybody want to start do a simple, kind of the modeling, here is the options where you can start and create the modeling part. Now below that, we also have the polytext, paint text. Here we can see we all have the other options. Let me just minimize this view and just close this. Select and delete, select and delete, delete and just delete this part as well. We do not require this as of now. Just we have the poly exteriors over here. Here we can see we can just start and create kind of the poly shapes as well. Once you double click over here, see this is asking for the extrude option. See, right? See, once I'll create over here, there are multiple options. Let me just show that as well. I'll just create these options and just click. I'll just move, rotate and just press enter when this object is done. Path selected, paint selected. Here we can paint our creations options over here. Select and move. See here, I'll just create this kind of the boolean here. See, we are getting this options over here. Now here we can extrude. Basically, I'm just showing the different option which we have. Press select and enter. Select, press F and see this. Again, once we start to do here, it's asking you want to complete or what you want to do that, right? Then after we have over here is the path reverse. I'll just create this again. So once you have the time, please guys have a look all to all this. See this? Simply we can modify it. Press enter, accept, right? Select this, have selected. Just scale this over here. Here we can see this nice shapes we can create, right? Poly here. So there are different options. I can edit my poly as well. Like normally this is a face. If I want to move, see we have the options where you want to do extrude, correct? I can select extrude, extrude, extrude. Insert. We are inserting this over here. See this, right? So basically, it is not that much handy like Maya, Max, or the Substance, not the Substance, the ZBrush, like normally Push Pull or the Blender. This is that there are many tools which they are upgrading nowadays, right? So all we have tessellate, we have field, we have if we have the two objects are colliding, mirror, we have poly count, we have here we can see this is the poly count we can get reduced. Sculpt, I can do the push pull for that as well. But again, this is a tessellate into a triangular, so not recommended to use if I'll just cancel it. So basically, once you have, start to go and just go through all this, right? We do also have the UV options over here, automatic UV. If I'm extruded over here, if I want to click on this auto UV, see this is accepted over here. Auto UV, unmap, project, right? Auto UV is much more preferable, right? See. Layout, if I just click on this, the layout, here we are also getting the layout, see, of this, particularly which part you want to UV it. See this. We do just turn off that layout and just click on this auto UV, unwarp, projects, Xform. Click on the accept, so it will apply to that. Select this object. Now you want to come into the normal mode again, come to the select mode, right? And we also do have the mesh paint, yeah. Mesh paints, once I click over here, see basically mesh paint means what if I want to paint my material, right? So that time I will use this. I'll just go and do the mesh paint. I'll show that as well when we are doing it this. As of now, for example, if I do RGB channel and I just change my color, see, it will create the paint where my vertex are there, right? Here you can see it is vertex paint. So let's just first we will understand what is the the mesh paint is. For an example, I'll go to the my modeling menu and I'll just create a rectangle over here. Correct? But if I create the rectangle, I'm getting a very less segment. Press Alt 2 C. Press enter. We only have one or two vertices, right? So for that, what I'll do, I'll select again the rectangle, and this time we will use 100 vertices. I just select, press, and enter. Now here we can see we are getting F10. Just once again, I just maximize the view. Okay. Now here we can see we are getting the good amount of this segment. Here is the less segment over here. Select Alt 4, F11. Here we can see. So now what we do, let me just pull this both up. F11, select this. Alt 2. If that is not selecting, then just select and just pull that up. Alt F4 and press F. Correct? So when we are given the material or shading, that time it's not going to look like that much. But if I change the modifications or if I want to do paint, particularly there is just only one object, but I want to apply the different material, maximum suggestion is the 3 material we can go. That time we will use the mesh paint. Now I'll go to the mesh paint over here. We also have the paint options. Now, first of all, what I'll do, I'll select this off, right? If I'll say paint and click over here, and this is a swapping the buttons, and this time I'll use some kind of the red materials, right? If I just paint over here, I'm not able to see because my RGB is off. Let's put this into the RGB. Here we can see we are able to paint it. That is into the RGB level. If I want to paint into red level, I'll just select and change this material. So basically I'm doing a painting into my mesh, into my vertices. Green channel here we can see. And if I'll say select this and turn off, so I'm not able to see that material. Now I'll show the what is a mesh paint we can use with the different of material, right? So let's start with the normal, the basic, the structure or the gray boxings, right? So in my scene, there is just only the one cube. This is a second cube and this is third cube and so on, right? So I'll go and my Unreal and this time we'll just create a simple shapes from the cube. Select this cube, pull it up, press F, pull it up, press F. And what we'll do, we'll reset this setting, select an F. So this is the my cube and I'll just pull this up. And I'll need to do the scaling of this cube. Right? I'll just select, I'll pull this up, press end from your keyboard. It will automatically base to ground, fix to ground. If my object are, it's just look like it's not touching the ground. Select your object and press end. We require the little bit scaling and this is my camera angle for an example. Okay, and my camera angle is this. Let me just open the Photoshop as well. See, this is the camera angle, right? Just opening the Unreal, right? Okay, this is my camera angles over here. If you want to make flows, right? So this is all depending upon you, how you want to do it. Select Alt and Shift. My camera and my duplicate object is also moving. Shift. First press Alt. Alt means it's creating a duplicate. If I press Shift, my camera, my perspective cameras is moving with my object. So we have one cube, we have two cubes, and we have these three cubes over here. See, there is a fog. That's why we are getting, the depth of field over here. We can add different elements. See, before to start any project, my suggestion is go to the Megascan, go to Breach, where you can get lots of different references as per your choice, as per your creativity, which you want to add. Try to do not download the very heavy, right? Once we are downloading, I'll show that point as well. Please do not download any heavy asset because due to, the hardware compatible or the big setting when we are doing into the Unreal, there is always a trick where we need to do that, right? So again, I'll go to my Unreal and this is just a simple one of my cube which I've created, right? This is one cubes. Then what we have, we also have the road as well, right? We have the road in my scene. Let me put this into my second screen so it will easy for do. Within meantime, I'll show this to the reference as well continuously. So it will be for easy for you all to, see the how it can be the reference is gonna look like. So basically here is the cube. Then after we need to add the more elements over here. There is a, I'll just scale this little bit down, press N, right? I'll just you require a little bit more scaling, press and it will, come to the ground. So I'll just create this duplicate, select and press again. So it will automatically snap to that below object, right? So here we have some kind of, extra portions where we can stand outside or anything. So for that, what I'll do, I'll just create a duplicate of this, make it scale it a little bit like this size, and I'll just pull it over here. Select this size is here nearby something. Let's pull this little bit outside. So where we can easily understand how it's going to be look like. Make this little bit scaling high, make it small, just attach, right? So here I have to create the door, window, glow, ladders. So for all that, what I'm gonna do first, I'll give a little bit details and brief, and just for the kind of the pre-visualizations. It can be a beta, a prototype game environment. So once you create it over here, let's go to the another buildings, right? We do also need to create the roads, footpaths, right? The street lights and lots of things we can modify. And as of now, what I'll do, I'll just pull this into the transform, because what will happen once I'll move my camera into this position as for my references. Correct, here you can see this is the references over here. See this? I will start to make all this a little bit more detail. Select, let's pull this aside. Just a little bit more zoom into this. This is the cubes. I'll just scale, select, scale this little bit down, press N, right? There is a one more floor above this, press N, it will, compile to over here. If I want to create the now the terrace as well into this, correct? So for the terrace, what I need to do, there is a light, the LED light or the halogen light. So I'll do a little bit more simple, select F, select and scale it a little bit down over here, select this and the scale. Now what I'll do if I, selected my view, and if I want to do the bookmark, that is a shortcut key to go in that views, right? I'll just go and this is the my view which I'm looking for, right? So we also have into the bookmark, set bookmark 0, control 0, control 1. So this is my 0. So when I'll move my mouse, press 0, I'm in that bookmark. I'll just select this Control 1. So this is the shortcut key 1, 0, 1, 0. So whenever I press 0, it automatically will take me to that view. Now, where is the bookmark view? We need to go over here and just say bookmark, set bookmark. Now here I want to modify my bookmark as per my view of choice. So now this is the cubes over here. Now we have the ladders and the terrace, right? Select and press F. I'm not able to see this object very clearly because we need to add some more details over here. I'll just create one basic shapes and cube. Now what will happen? There is a ladder over here. So we'll just create one kind of the gray boxes. Pull it down. The scaling part we will do later. We can do maximize once we download any lots of assets, right? Now here we have the cylinders or something. So again, go to the, you can go to the shapes as well. We have cylinder, select and rotate. Scale this a little bit, put it over here. Press 0 to see, is it visible? Yes, it is very much visible. Now here we need to add, here you can see, this is for the staircase, this is the water storage tank. We will create this kind of, the LED and the billboard of that particular shops with the help. So all these small details which we require to add here, we can add it. For the billboard, what I'll do, I'll just simply create one shapes and say a cube. Press F. Select this. And this will be my billboard. Press F10 to maximize the viewport and F11 for the game mode. F10, F11. This is F10. Now this is F11. Immersive mode. Now this is what will happen. There are lots of different artists are working together with the help of the simple cube. They will come to know there is some more elements which can be need to be added over here, right? Then we do also have this kind of a little bit more scale R scale, right? Now how to add the text? For an example, if this is a hotel, so I can't able to add if I'll search over here and say text, no text, right? So what I'll do, control save, I'll just save this my level first. This is demo underscore space underscore one. What I'll do, I'll go to the edit plugin and here I'll search text. So once you search for the text 3D bit as is here, see, we already have that text. Just in case if you do not have, you can just click on this 3D text. So your Unreal will restart again. So whatever changes we are doing into the plugin, it always by default require the restart. Okay, let's go to the row space. The text we have select over here and just search for the text characters we have. We'll go to the old class and say text. We have text 3D. Just click over here and just move. Press F. This can be rotate per this view. Snap through, move. Select this, press end. See, press end. Now, if I want to change this text, just here we can write city light. City Light, Hotel. See, press 0 to see my text that is not audible due to the scaling of that is very smaller. There has to be some kind of different height, or we can write it into the vertical as well, right? Select this, put it down. See, all this text elements is added over here. City Canite Hotel. Chalo, no problem. Let's open. Here, when we go here, we can see the text 3D outline. Now, what we'll do, we'll add the more details part in terms of like there is a cubes over here. Press Shift and drag. Scale it as per this size. Scale it a bit beyond. Select and scale it up. Correct. Here we can see we are now getting good. Just scale it as per. We can add some kind of different elements behind this, the hotel names over here. Press 0, right? Okay. Now again, what I'll do, I'll just increase my speed this time and I'll just scale it. Press F. Select. You go back. Press F. There is the select and drag. We also need to make sure that it has to match with our proportionals. Otherwise, what will happen? The size will get affected. Again, press 0, 1. 1 is my this view and the 0 is my this view. So this way we can create the bookmark of that particular view. We can add nearby 10 bookmarks, I guess. Click on this bookmark, set bookmark. Yeah, we have the 9 bookmark. So we can, create as per our view. Now this is a small which we added over here, right? And for an example, Control S. Now what I'll do, I'll go to my bridge. I'll start to create one by one of my that a particular object, right? Because it will be easy for me to understand the flow and design and everything. So once you go to the bridge, here we have the click on this 3D assets. So there's a 1,000 assets which are available that easily you can download very free and you can use in your project, in your assignments, anywhere wherever you require, you can use them. We have the building. Once you click on this building, we have all the different building elements presets. We have beam. Here we can find the different beam. Combined, we have, there are three different materials are combined, right? You need to download this asset into your local drive. Then after downloading, once you click on to install into the or add into the project, so it will easily will add in that. Now, how you want to do that? That is the questions. So you require your Epic login ID to, to log in into this bridge, right? So once you download it and you have given the, the library path of the particular object, so it will go in that particular object. That's why I shown you, you always need to select only your Unreal software exe has to come into your C drive, or each and everything other pending it has to be into your G drive, E drive, or H drive, but not into a C drive. Otherwise, what will happen? Your computer will get crashed. So if I like this one now, if I want to do download, I'll simply click on this arrow. It will start automatically will, downloading. Then we have the add buttons over here. Once this download is done, then I'll click on my right hand side below the taskbar time. Once when this download is over, here we'll click on the add. See, this add is the object is added. I'll just simply drag and drop over here, make it scale.